Hello YouTube, this is Mary and I'm here to talk to you about how to recover from childbirth. Okay, so first for myself, I had my daughter naturally. I had her at a birthing center and we initially started out in water. So it was a water birth, but it turned out not to be because when I got dilated and she was checking my cervix, it turned out like she was like this close to coming out. So she told me to lay on the bed as she's checking me, and she said, just go ahead and push right there. I had an option to get back in the water or stay there, and the pain was so real, I stayed there. So I had my baby naturally with no drugs, no medication. The pain makes you feel like you're dying, right? But it's worth it in the end. And it also helps with the bonding connection process with your daughter, based off of my research. Not just breastfeeding, but having a child naturally somehow helps you bond better with your child. It has to do with the stress and, I don't know, this euphoric feeling that you feel once you have the baby after the stressful labor. So I don't know. You can go look it up. But I remember reading something in my past about that. Okay, so let's get right to it. One of the first things I did, I noticed I have vertigo. And I breastfed immediately, and I put her on my breast first. So the first thing would be breastfeed, number one. Okay? And then I have vertigo, so I went to the chiropractor. But that wasn't enough. Okay? Because my body felt out of alignment, so I got adjusted and I stayed with it, kept getting adjusted, kept breastfeeding, and I did acupuncture, and that's when acupuncture completely cured my vertigo. Okay, I believe one of my sisters had vertigo after they had a baby, but they didn't go forth and, I guess, seek out holistic health. I think she still has it. I'm not sure. Okay, but that's the third thing I did. I breastfed. I went to the chiropractor. I did acupuncture. And I did these things on a weekly basis. I went maybe once and twice a week. I also got my baby services at the chiropractor. At 2 weeks, they adjusted her, which is also helps to reduce that colic or that crying syndrome that babies have. Because remember, you're pulling on the neck to get them out of there, and babies really are whining and crying because they're really uncomfortable and they may be in pain. So we got to look deeper. So I breastfed for recovery, and I'm telling you why breastfeeding is recovery. It's recovery because you want your uterus to contract, and having a contracting uterus, breastfeeding contracts your uterus, and it helps to reduce the chances of developing cervical and breast cancer, and just a lot of health benefits. You get a flatter belly quicker. So breastfeeding, acupuncture, chiropractic care, and massage. I would get massages maybe like once a month, and whenever I felt uncomfortable in my body, I would go and get acupressure, like reflexology, in my hands and my feet specifically. I'll go in there and I'm knocked out. I did this all the way up until my daughter was 2, religiously. So I'm trying to get back into that groove. It's a little hard now with my schedule, but that's what I did. Let me see. So 1, breastfeed, 2, chiropractic care, 3, acupuncture, 4, massage, 5, you want to do acupressure and reflexology. Then 6, you want to change your diet. No, was that 7? Change your diet. I became vegan as I was breastfeeding after a child, having her, and I took out I kept having gas while I'm breastfeeding her, and then she would have gas. Like, what the fuck is going on? My brother helped me out with that. Thank you, brother. So, I changed my diet. So I went vegan. And number 8, I sought out a herbalist because one of my friends told me this is what one of her friends did and had the same problems. And they create things like baby's milk, and it helps you produce a better, healthier breast milk. It fills them up quicker too. Cleanse your system out. They have all types of herbs to help you to recover. I drank so much tea, herbal teas, like the kind you have to strain and like steep. Not the kind in the store bags. That's not really real tea. And then, where was I? After doing the herbalist thing, these are things that I did that was a part of my everyday life. This was my lifestyle up until my daughter was like 2. Okay, even though I didn't need it after, it just became something that I felt good to do. Then something you could do too, but I didn't do it. But I thought I looked into it. It's called craniosacral therapy. Look that up. It was hard to find someone at the time where I was living for craniosacral therapy. It has to do with just your cranial, your mouth, and like massage work. Especially if you have TMJ, that's good for that. What else did I do? Oh, immediately after having my baby, I wrapped my stomach. Like, I want to say the same day. I probably did the same day. That's so bad. The next day, I think I did it the next day. I wrapped my stomach with saran wrap, and it actually helped to push the blood out of my body because they give you these big menstrual pads. It's like this big. But I noticed the blood, the more I would wrap my stomach, the more the blood would gush out of me. It was just flattening really fast. That's like recovering. The day after, I wrapped my stomach. And whenever I was uncomfortable, I would cut it off, take it off. And if you want, you can if you have a waistband, put the plastic on and then a waistband. But do it safely. You know, don't get your ribs all in there. Because your body's still sensitive. And I walked and I exercised. So, I think, yeah, I walked and I exercised. And I just stayed active physically. Put her in a stroller and just go walking down the block in the neighborhood with her. What else? I could elaborate more on these subjects. Oh, another thing I did, I detoxed. I took detoxing baths in Epsom salt, sea salt, essential oils, tea, like the herbal teas that I was drinking. I was putting them in my baths. I tell you, it's like total rejuvenation. I found out, and I realized that, like, I was like detoxing, and with tears, I would just sit and cry. I'm like, why am I crying? I don't feel any emotion. Or if I see someone just detoxing, tearing, crying, purging all of that. Another thing that acupuncture does, it unblocks a lot of your meridians. So if you go, my first time, that's how I know I had blockages. I was told, I started crying. Okay, I felt so good. It feels like a drug, really, like going in your system. I felt so good, but I started crying. Why? I'm like, why am I crying? They're like, because you had some of your meridians were blocked. I'm like, what are meridians? They say, well, meridians are like don't quote me, okay? I'm going to say this the best way I can. Meridians are the channels in your body that connect the magnetic energy flow to all your organs. Boom. That's the best way I can say it. All right? So, if you have blocked meridians, you're going to have a whole lot of other issues. So, like nerve problems, you know. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, let me just go through this list. So, maybe in this order. This is exactly how I did it in this order. I wrapped my stomach 1. I walked and exercised 2. No, stop. Scratch that. I breastfed 1. I wrapped my belly 2. I exercised and walked 3. I went to acupuncture 4. Chiropractic 5. 6 massage. And 7 in that order. I changed my diet because it was a while before I changed my diet. And then right after that, so that's 8. I found a herbalist. And then 9, I did acupressure and reflexology. And I would suggest anyone try craniosacral therapy too, especially if you have a lot of migraines and issues in this area of your body, because that's a whole nother subject. Like, I learned about that in massage school. I'm like, what the fuck is craniosacral therapy? Like, that shit sounds so complex to me, and then I looked it up. It's like so awesome. It's like interesting. Anyway, that is how I recovered. These are things I did and the tools I used to recover and to get my post-baby body back. Now, we can talk about saggy boobs if you want all day. One thing I'm not going to do is cut up my body to please the cliche image of what a woman is supposed to be. My breasts were perfect before I had a baby. Like, perky, happy, up there, perfect. I don't have that anymore. And I've learned to love myself the way I am and take me, like, my boobs, saggy or not. If I love them, it's part of me. If you really love me, you will love them too. That's how I look at it. It's like, I don't know. It's almost like stretch marks. Like, once you get it, I don't want to think about it. Okay? I'm actually proud of my saggy boobs now. It took me a while to get used to it because after having a baby, they hang all the way down here. I even tried wrapping my breasts. I'm like, they're too big. They're too big. I like them the way they are. They're a lot smaller than what they were after I had a baby. So, because my boobs went up to a triple D. Okay, my natural cup was a C cup, 34C. It went to a 34 triple D for 2 years. Okay, so I'm back down to close to a B cup. That's lower than what it was before, but I still have cleavage. I still can wear a C cup, but it's closer to a B. So I don't care. Whatever. I'm not going to go stick fat from my thighs into my boobs. I thought about it. Not going to do it. I don't want to create an unnecessary problem for the sake of beauty for some superficial reason. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that's my thing. If you all have any questions about recovering from childbirth and looking hot and spicy, and look, I got muscles now. Look at that. It's 4 years. But yeah. Now, if you ask me questions about how long did I get back to myself, it took me, let me see. My daughter was 11. She was 9 months. When I was weaning her off, I was perfect. My emotions, I was happier than ever before. I could think clearer. My period finally came back. Thanks to acupuncture, kind of sped that up, that process. I wasn't happy to see my period, but it came back. And it let me know something was being done right, I guess. But I was perfect and back to normal when she was like 9 months, 100%. Mental, physical, emotional, body, 100%. Doing all these things every single day. Plus, I did not work. I stopped working. I went right to work after having her for about for 4 months. And after the 4 months of having her, I didn't work. I didn't go back to work until she was 11 months. Or 10. 11 months. Okay. So between 4 months and the 11th month, I was just chilling, watching Netflix and Glee, crying and rejuvenating, meditating, getting myself together, and doing all those things that I said I need to do. Okay? So, yeah. I moved closer to home where my family was. If you ask, well, how are you being taken care of? That and my daughter's father, like, you know, money and stuff. So, I was good. Yeah. I think that's it. So I hope this helps someone because, I don't know, maybe I should mention this too. If you had an abortion or a miscarriage, you should probably do the same thing with this, because I think the mental disruptions are worse when you don't have your child full term. So to do this, you would want to go hard. That's my opinion. I'm no doctor. I'm no clinical psychologist or none of that crazy stuff. I'm just telling you from woman to woman, mother to mother, how I recovered and my advice. Well, am I supposed to say advice? I don't know. I don't want to say something I'm not supposed to say. But that's what I did to recover. So if you like it, do what you want. And toodles. Peace out. I'm out. Talk to you later. Bye.